Well, good evening. It is Tuesday, the 5th of July, 2011, and we're going to show you a couple of stock charts very quickly. A stock that is a favorite of mine as a dividend-paying stock is Southern Company. Very stable company, long-term growth, very good dividend payer. You can see here that we have what looks like the potential for a double top over here on the right side of the screen, this little area here. The rounded bottom makes me think though that this could be actually a strengthening formation that may take us right through this resistance line. Just don't know what to expect here, and so I have stood aside personally from this stock because I don't know what to expect. But we're going to compare that for a moment with the S&P 500, which I think you'll see is a basis for some concern. I think you could argue that this is a neckline starting here, breaks the neckline for a left shoulder, creates a head which has the higher top, comes back down to the neckline, so that's two touches in the neckline, pretty much validating that possibility, and the creation of what may be another head and shoulders. Head and shoulders patterns are typically distribution patterns. I now don't have the volume to show that this is correct, because in theory, in a head and shoulders, this shoulder should have volume that falls off, this head should have volume that then falls off, and this shoulder should go up on volume that does not fall off, that stays low, and then this shoulder should fail and come back down and fall through this projected neckline that goes right about here. That's the theory behind the head and shoulders. Whether that will evolve this way or not, I just don't know, but it is my my concern. We can look at the spider SPY, and it's going to be the same chart essentially. I have not drawn all the lines, but you can see shoulder, head, possible shoulder. Or it could be a fake out, and this could be an accumulation phase, but this widening of it is what makes me think that it's not necessarily accumulation, but it could be. I want to look at GE, pump that chart up real quick. Here's the GE chart. Okay, this is a chart that's in decline, although we've had some strong days here. Look at the Ford chart, which is a company that has been strong, but since this beginning of this year, it has been in decline. There's no question about that, especially if you're a shareholder. Yeah. See ya. So there's that declining line right there. If you're a shareholder, you are well aware that that's an in decline situation. You've seen that stock go from almost $20 down to under 14, almost, and as far down as $12.50 or so, $12.60. Okay, those are some basic stocks I wanted to look at real quick. SYY, another company I think is a very solid and well-run company. Very volatile. Look at the breaking through this positively up here, this consolidation, this snapback, this formation here. This is a stock that I actually might be a buyer of, and at the same time, do have concerns about the overall market, but SYY has a good history and pays a small but usable dividend. And let's go to T, since we're right here. Look at the telephone company. Isn't this interesting? This has been a strong performer, relatively speaking. There's the top, not unlike the top in the concern we had with Southern Company. So if it comes up through here, it could be a takeoff situation, or if it bounces down from there, it might be a problem. That is the 1-year chart. We'll punch to the 5-year chart and see what we see. See, in the 5-year chart, you can tell there is, this line becomes irrelevant. This is your long-term support, and there is a degree of channel to that. You can see that and that. You're really kind of having this channel, this direction. If it breaks the channel, that's very bullish. And you can see there's room to run from this 33 level to the 43 level. Not much in terms of specific overhead resistance based on this monthly chart. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to move over to my other portfolio real quickly. This is the one that focuses on other elements to be looked at, primarily gold. So here's the gold chart. We're still in the uptrend. Things have gotten a little choppy for us. We can get rid of that one now. I think that's an irrelevant line. This line is not that helpful. We can see we are still in the uptrend. We are working our way back to the bottom line. That would make a very nice buy signal. So we may be coming into some buy territory for gold. If we jump over to the US dollar index, you'll see that it is forming this rather interesting pattern here, and it is a sideways move. Some people call these corrections. I do not. I think they're consolidations, they're indecision, they're distribution or acquisition, which we know after the fact, or if we're really smart, we can figure it out on an ongoing basis. But something's going on here, and we are still in between the overhead resistance and this little uptrend. We have very similar highs, we have rising lows. Very interesting to see what happens, because that dollar thing is going to drive a lot of the other markets. And then lastly, I want to jump down to silver. And let's look at silver in the context of SLV. Here's the longer term chart. We all know that well now. We'll jump into this shorter chart. Here we have the decline. Can you see where we are? Here's this line. We fell below it. It's bounced up right to it. We're right in here. This could turn into a bear trap, or it could be a bull trap. I think that there is nothing more confusing right now than where we are with the silver chart. Very, very unclear to me what it all means. Here we go back to this 6-month time frame. Is this accumulation? Is it distribution? It is a market that is doing some resting relative to these explosive moves of earlier. I don't see that as, there are some who call these things, use terms for these kinds of moves that I don't agree with, but to me this is a either distribution or accumulation pattern, and we'll find out what happens, and that will tell us the whole story. So that's where we are. Kind of an interesting day, but not dramatic, and I hope you've had good trading, and I hope this is of some help to you. Thanks, bye.